I just had to.
Oh, God, that's funny.
But so the pygmy was afraid.
Yeah, the
but
pygmy was.
the fears were already given up.
Yes.
So I'm thinking he gave the inverse of courage. He got rid of his cowardice.
It was a very cowardly thing. On you might be on.
He gave his innocence to the trumpet boy, and he's probably the nicest one you've met. Aside from Helen, of course. We know Helen is so nice.
No, she's sweet, honestly.
He gave the dancer the finesse that he squandered and misspent. And yeah, she's pretty dexterous. He gave up enmity to the huntsman to spare those to come, but then promptly thereafter he gave up his compassion, sacrificing those to come.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of his journey, he stopped being afraid. He gave up his innocence. He decided that he's not a finesse person. He's gonna brute force it. And then he's like, "Fuck it, we bowl," by giving up everyone else to come.
Fuck all y'all bitches. And at the end of his tale, he gave up his body, his heart, ears, and his ears and death.
Have we gotten what they got in the Betwixt?
You have not.
Oh, we can
You could ask.
I would like to ask.
You
Hey, yo,
Go and ask.
No.
Who do you? Here's a question for you. Who do you ask, Helen or Ligara?
I think she asks in general. I think she just says out loud. So we've got what he gave up in the mundane, what he gave up in the beyond. What did he give up in the Betwixt?
That I do know. Oh, I thought you were gonna probe my mind again. Is that you wanting it? No. Then silence. You even talk old. He just stops at that. He's like, I'm literally older than you.
He's like the oldest
Boomer.
one here besides God.
Du bist eine Boomer.
Let me think.
I don't know what he's saying, but I feel like he's insulting you.
Boomer in relation to like artillery.
Quite. He's thinking.
What the fuck is artillery?
Let me find my notes. There it is. To the runaway he gave his civility. To the broker his very name.
Oh.
And then the apostate was a specific word. His erudition. His ability to think. Not to think. To ponder. And then to the... Yes. And then to the crone he gave his cunning. I worked very hard back then. Let me think. I saw these aspects. I tried to memorize them in case they came in handy. How right I was. Civility granted from lands never my own. A name given to me by those I've never met nor ever shall meet. Your addition on matters now behind me. And then cunning, my lifelong companion. He always was clever. Clever yet flat-footed. Quite the ironic twist.
He went. Mine so very brutal.
I would agree. A blade takes some measure of skill. Edge alignment, stance, knowledge of other people's fighting styles like those in front of you. But to a man with a hammer, every problem a nail. No nuance. No tact. Haley's ran the gun. You see the pen scritching across her book. Innocence, finesse, and tradition, cunning, and on love. Well, he doesn't end on love, that's what I was saying. Right. So what do you end on? That's the big question, kid.
When who was the last to join? Which apostle? Pygmy?
Technically, yes. The pygmy was fashioned after a time.
When we fought the pygmy, it was very frightened, easily scared.
Cowardly.
Cowardly, yes. Could it be cowardice? Was Adir ever a coward?
He was always a coward. But he gave up that cowardice immediately if he stepped foot on this long journey.
Does he have? Does he have a 14th?
Perhaps he is the 14th apostle. How the fuck would that make sense? How do you give up something and then pick it back up to be the apostle of it? I did not think that
becoming
far.
the mouthpiece for something else.
So that's why he needs. What is it? I'll finish the sentence. He does so. Perhaps that's why he needs.
Perhaps. For all we know, the 14th apostle is just a big fucking root vegetable stuck in one spot that no one's ever seen because it doesn't fucking move, alright?
Okay, that's a fair.
This is just conjecture. Oh, you can run inside check.
I think I know.
Really, not freak out right now about his sister, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm gonna make my
maybe a little bit. Maybe a little.
decision.
Look, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be the person we just sent to hell.
Yeah.
Just real quick, Crash. We use the old healing spirit, right? Like the original.
Yeah, the original one that's not like limited usage to like 5 uses or whatever. Which is
All right, thank you.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
go.
the new one sucks. Because then you could just take prayer of hit whatever. What I'm getting
Yeah.
frustrated for no reason.
Yes, but Ranger doesn't have access to prayer of healing.
Yeah, well they can go fucking. Ranger needs help, all right. Ranger needs fucking help.
Need help, dog. Like,
We talked
need
about
not-
this last night.
Yeah, I was applying to a game last night, which you had to apply with a character concept. Don't like that. Not a fan of
Strange.
that. I had a Schrodinger's character that doesn't exist. I digress. I was like, I want to play a Ranger, but Rangers suck.
yeah.
So I was like, but the aura though. Anyways, Fall, give advantage because from the silvery barb earlier.
All true.
Thank you. Forgot about that.
Did
Of
you
course,
not-
now I'm gonna roll. It's gonna be even worse because I didn't roll
Yeah.
advantage the first time. See.
Yeah. Bulk, you get the feeling that like Mercer doesn't really believe what he's saying, but not much beyond that. To everyone else, yeah, Mercer isn't believing what he's saying because that's a very absolute idealistic thing to believe in, which is very out of character for him. But he is saying it to. He's also not confirming or denying it, right? It's Schrodinger's Mercer's equation of it could be something totally mundane, ironic for the last thing beyond the betwixt. It also could be what Jin's saying, but we're not going to bring attention to that.
We're not gonna focus on that right now.
I have a question.
What if there's not a 14th one? What if that's what you guys are doing?
Yet.
Yeah. What if that's what's at the
Aurelian
end of it?
becomes the 14th apostle.
No. I'm thinking, what if the 14th one is the way to beat him?
Yeah, sure. From the inside. Crowed him.
Maybe.
Paradox saying it, or
No, that's me saying it.
Haley is positing, like, what if there's not a 14th one yet? But when you make it, that's how you kill him. She doesn't know what that is. She has no clue what that is, but she's...
And then dies.
And here I leave behind my mortality. I hope no one uses it against me.
Here I leave behind my life. Don't
Then we
take
attach the
it.
mortality to a squirrel and
I
crush it.
broke my mortality into 7 Horcruxes. One is inside Harry Potter.
Alright,
Kill
Harry
the
gets over
child.
here. It's
Kill the
clubbing
child.
time.
Alright, sorry, guys, spoilers.
If anyone
the
can gaslight
fuck?
Deathwing into giving up their mortality, is our girl.
It's like fucking the end of Aladdin, you know, where he tricks your father to becoming a genie. Idiota, dude, idiota.
Gets his mortality, stabs herself in the chest, relies on Caradoc to revive her afterwards. Hopefully doesn't also revive Deathwing.
I like those odds.
It sounds like something she would do.
I did roll for Eva's deception.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
Yeah, that's right.
The only way I can tell you is if you use a divine inspiration,
You rolled
Oh,
eight-
no.
which would be very fitting for finding out that information. I feel like.
God rolls up, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, no, she good.
But the tension, delicious tension.
It is delicious tension. Yes, indeed.
Haley ponders whether there isn't a 14th. What if the 14th one is the way to kill him?
So that's the thing. You guys know there's 14 aspects,
Hmm.
not necessarily formed, but you know that there's 14 he gave up. And the only reason you know that is because the fucking mortal coil fetish told you that.
Yeah.
You detect that you are 1/14th done of the journey. Wait, hold on. So you tell me.
That don't make no
So
sense.
you tell me there's 14 checkpoints.
Yeah, we got quest 1/14.
Exactly. Yeah. So you guys know there's
What?
14, but you guys also just don't know what constitutes being an aspect.
Yeah, I think Dolly would ask that out loud and just say, what else is there to give up? We've got his innocence, his finesse, his enmity, his empathy, civility, his name, his erudition, his cunning, his flesh, his heart, his fears and doubts, his love, and the pygmy was his cowardice, his anxieties.
Anxieties, yeah. That's what the aspect said, at least.
Right.
Anxieties for futures unrealized. Which means he grew a spine and actually decided to go on one of the worst journeys known to Eulonian history. That was funny. Thanks. Thanks, Declan. Yeah, thanks.
It was funny.
Okay, Eulonian fucking gobs. You can shut your chaps.
On gabagoos. Most of it focuses on. Some of them are past, but they're like people that he has passed on.
Still things holding him back in some way.
I see you guys are got the old guinea pig running in your heads there. What, you guys trying to figure out the 14th one is and we just jump to it or something?
I don't think about jumping to it, but more, what can we expect?
Is that an option though? Can we like jump to it? Can we just like get around the journey?
I mean, like, we would probably have to go through the whole thing and to be able to kill him.
Oh,
I think that's exactly it. We're trying to put him down for good, so understanding how he got like this feels like the way to get rid of him. I think skipping it might not be.
It's the
It might not be a gamble worth taking.
Cassandra
Mm,
pats Haley like, it's alright, Haley. I was just wondering.
It's a good question to ask. Has he given up trust yet?
I don't think so.
It's not on the list.
The 14th apostle is a child that we have to. It's Child of the Deer, and we have to kill him, but he trusts us, so it's really hard. He's
No.
looking up at you with
Who?
his kid eyes.
It's Child of Deer, and you have to give him a loaded gun, and you just have to trust that something will happen by his own accord.
Oh wait, hold on. Turn safety off. There you go.
There you go.
You'll know what to do. You'll figure it out. You're a smart cookie.
You're almost Eulogian. You're not a Eulogian.
Kill baby Hitler.
I mean, it could be like trust. It could be maybe because it's a very Eulonian thing, but he's not
That's a good one.
kind of alien kid.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, especially not anymore. But like he was very alien from the. That's a baby with a gun.
Oh, Tomska, of course.
Get yourself some Tomska.
I haven't seen a Tom Scott video in years.
Get Tom Scott
Lagara,
flashback.
did the deer trust? Was he a trusting man? Did he trust anything before?
Very, very rarely. I think he trusted Korra the most. At a time, me. But obviously that trust washed away. In a certain respect, I think he trusted the huntsman more. Because he knew he would be brutally honest. I can tell you this, he doesn't trust the apostles now. Thinks we're a nuisance. And, yeah, we sort of are. It won't be we for much longer. No, but still is true. Everyone ponders.
It seems like we're not going to get any further standing here.
No.
Look, here's
Didn't someone have like a vision
It was
of a
him.
nursery?
me.
He was the one that had the vision.
That's
I
crazy.
spoke to the tree.
Remind me, what happened in it?
It was from the perspective of a tree. In a nursery, there weren't any like it, but this one fine. The lady that was
Very true.
Right, and you're not able to recreate that tune. Right.
And I can't. He rolled bad on like. Yeah, he couldn't really see the woman. Right? He just could tell it's a woman.
No. Yeah, you can tell by the vocals that it's a woman.
Like, now I can't tell if it's like the Hunter Queen over here, or her sister, or someone in the Dream Rampant, or Tiffany down the street.
He could eliminate one of those possibilities by asking her.
We could also see if Lagara
Yeah.
found out anything
Oh, we could.
about that while being in Deathwing service.
Yeah.
Ask away.
Know anything about it failed to protect the town that
I'm afraid I don't know much on it. I've only been back once. But it is a curious question you ask. The tree never protected us against monstrous beasts of the land, merely outsiders. And as far gone as Deathwing has become, he does not qualify for that. Whether or not the tree has ever had any capability of defending beyond such cosmic beings, I don't know. But it sounds like you have a suspicion for something more.
It was imagery. Oh man,
The nursery.
I'll take it right. Right.
Hmm.
Thing. I'll take pause.
Hmm.
She anymore.
What's this?
Neither is he anymore.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar. There are beings in the beyond that do have infamous nurseries. As for anyone that seems related to Galavar, I cannot say.
The Hunter Queen just kind of quietly looks.
She is sat upon a stone throne, covered in brambles and vines and flowers, overseeing the discussion.
Hanging out.
Such a badass.
He looks at the Hunter Queen. Like, he pauses for a moment just because cool imagery. He admires the scene, and then he asks, "Do you know anything?" Actually, wait.
Ooh, let me think.
Wait. He then turns back to the guard. Is like, "You can poke in people. Would you be able to see my memory of that and maybe?"
Let's look at detect thought.
Because we didn't
You
with,
get insight into his
Irina,
reasoning.
'cause she doesn't like it.
Yeah, so put your probe into his mind, blah blah blah. You get to direct it, blah blah blah. Save him. Oh, it's a wisdom save, not an in save? Oh, awkward.
Whoopsie.
You would think detect thoughts is an in save, but what do I know? I don't think it can look through memory specifically. It's like surface level and deeper.
Right, they could pry.
But not like, yeah. But if
I mean,
you don't have
Can
the
you think
memory,
about it?
if you don't have the memory, he can't uncover a memory that
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Right. Because I rolled bad on memory tune, I wouldn't have a memory to dig
Yeah,
into because I didn't really get much deep first place or something. Fine.
yeah. He wouldn't have ever been able to have like drafted an image of the woman because you never saw her either.
Yeah, true.
So he couldn't have done that anyways. Yeah, I don't think so.
Thought is such a wacky concept.
It's because it's an old school
Old
spell. That's
spell.
why. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
It
you
makes
get to the
sense.
long ass, when you get to the long ass spells, it's like, oh yeah, this is from an older edition.
And then there's magic missile.
Which is, yeah, fair enough. I think there was more to Magic Missile previously. Not much more, but like second sentence or something like that. And
That
then
makes sense. Like he
snakes.
can't fabricate a thought from nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, the different spell.
Modified
I know,
memory.
modified memory.
This doesn't let me see what the memory could have been. It just lets you see what it is in your head.
It just lets me make it.
Here's
I
the
put
woman.
it-
It's your mother.
I put
fuck?
a bodacious babe
Oh my god.
in your memory.
I put
Wow,
a baby
thank
with
you.
gun in your memory.
Wow, thank you. You transformed my trauma.
And now I'm
Now I'm afraid of
aroused.
bodacious babes.
I'm now afraid of audacious babes.
So he cannot. Oh, I just saw my toe.
Ooh,
Ooh, no. Healing
that
spirit.
gotta hurt. Healing spirit.
Are you sure you have enough charges for that?
We need to send Crash a bodacious babe so that he can
Oh,
be nursed back to health.
She just put her on gay anyways. It's okay. I'll take it.
Damn.
Yeah, but she's a medical degree.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
not
That
worth
makes cool. That's help my situation. Okay, I'm just ignore it. Walk it off.
Oh, sweet.
So he's unable to dig deeper into. Even if he did cast detect thoughts and dig deeper, he can't like find the parameters of the memory and then reinforce your memory to get to those parameters. He has what you have. Irina probably could, but as you say, that's that's even with consent, it's a slippery degrade into
Yeah, she
evil.
don't want to. Go back
You
to
don't want me to do that.
the God Queen over here.
Yeah, see what she has to say.
Yes, queen.
Watch it's just the Briar Queen, just in a different stage of her life where she's like kind of happy and doing weird things.
Quiet you.
Yeah, that bitch could be happy. It's crazy. He's an elf.
Imagine happiness.
Could be the elves.
Imagine genocide could be.
So, what do you ask her?
Oh wait, no, Galvar was in the.
I mean, it still technically is in the mundane, technically.
Yeah. But you see what? It's not her domain. So
Correct.
Stretch.
The nursery might not be in the mundane.
Oh, the
I have heard tale of it.
might have cultivated.
I might.
A very small inflection of anger there. It's
She thinks for a moment. A cool silence settles on the grotto.
Silence is so cool.
It's so neat.
I'm temperature. I'm dropped in temperature, but also damn, it's based.
My god.
I would remind you all that your quarry is with Deathwing. Is that understood?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
While I have no confirmation of this, I believe it well within the realm and discipline of my sister to be the cultivator of such mystical plants. She is quite the scientist, alongside a cultist. She often would try to contend with matters above her station, not least of which my husband. When I was younger, I would admire her ambition. But now I only see her failure of temperance. So what does this all mean, my lady? It means that Deathwing was never meant to be contained by that tree. And by Helen's own accounts, Deathwing is nothing more than an errant pet beneath her notice. And sorry to say, Ligara, but the tragedy that befell Galver is not even a blip to her. in the grand scheme of things. Whatever her mad machinations entail. It will be her undoing. It will not. As I said, your quest lies with Deathwing. Should you bring in my heinous sister into the engagement, I assure you it will be far, far above your station. Remember what I said on temperance. She stands up. Should you bring her into this matter, I would join it as well. And then all of Eulonia will suffer for it.
Oh boy.
Contend with your quest. The matters of the Witch Queen have not been forgotten by me. They never will be. But there's a time for everything. Now is not the time to handle her. That said, if she is down one particularly specialized and perilous pet, that would be beneficial in the long run. Even if she believes him to be beneath her. Focus on that. But you are, of course, free to draw what clues or help you can from Deathwing's connection to the Witch Queen. 'Tis likely her song he heard, if I were a betting woman. Just see Mercer lean towards Cassandra and whisper, "Does a god bet?" Shh. From time to time. Forgot you can hear everything. Temperance, Mercer. Temperance. Aye, ma'am. So we know Deathwing is allowed by the Witch Queen. Mayhaps this is all some part of her game. Her machination, as Her Majesty puts it. Okay, and what does that get us? We want to try to replicate the song or something? I think we're not godly enough to do that sort of shit. Well,
Explain his obsession.
Exactly.
A neglected child.
And he finds a neglecting mother.
Precisely.
Who knows?
Maybe, I don't know. I assume the hunter. Okay, actually,
Your call.
we have people with like singing magic, so it might be useful to know the weird tune.
Your call. You know Eva is able to steal other people's songs. Unfortunately, you no longer have her in your custody. Whether or not Aurelia or Haley can do similar is a different question, because they're pretty... They sing good, but they sing good with their song. So who could say if they could steal other people's tunes, like a certain rogue? Actually, I don't even think... now that I think about it, I don't even think Eva was a rogue.
She's
Nope,
roguish.
I don't think so.
She was roguish. She picked the rogue subclass of bard, but she wasn't a rogue. I have sort
He's
of
playing in
sneak attack.
roguelike.
Roguelike, exactly.
Oh my god.
My favorite genre of video games.
I said favorite gender.
Roguelike. I don't like the full mask, but a little cover.
Hey, Rogue from X-Men though. If they're like that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Man,
That's
go.
my favorite genre of woman.
Like.
We get distracted so fucking.